Hello everybody, welcome back for the Friday look at what's going on here in the yard. I am still hard at work at putting things in the ground and I'm running a little late with today's video. I'll try and get it up on time, but we'll see. Got some lawn mowing done today, feels great. Gonna be using that as mulch in a few different areas, but right now it's kind of sitting because, well, I'm working on the theory that it's green while it's green and compost is brown when it's brown. So I'm letting some of these yard clippings just kind of bleach in the sun and dry a little bit, and then I'm going to use them for an initial layer and put fresh clippings on top of that. So I guess I'll show you what's changed since yesterday. Got a third row of peppers in now, a couple of ahi panics on the end here, and then I believe that's the Sugar Rush Red and the Sugar Rush Peach. And then as it turns out, I had 3 peppers labeled Hot Lemon. So I actually got those kind of clustered together. That's good. So it's 3 by 7. It's 21 individual plants. That's not quite all of the peppers yet, but unfortunately, if I go any farther that way, I know they're going to be shaded in the morning. And if I go any farther this way, I know they're going to be shaded in the midday. So not quite sure what I'm going to do there, but I have started getting some tomatoes out. I've got this 6-pack of Sweet Aroma hybrids here. I'm thinking I'll just kind of put along this area here, make kind of a hedge of tomatoes. And then I've started digging out my squares with that little icebreaker and spacing out my tomatoes along the side yard here. Oh, I'm sure that wind has gotten really bad. I'm sorry, everybody. Try and block that a bit. But you can kind of see I'm giving them lots of room. I want it to be nice and easy to mow around these things. And yeah, I want them to have plenty of room to sprawl out, spread out, and grow. The last spot here. Just need to fill this. I believe that's the unpronounceable tomato that's going there. It sure is. But then all the way along in another 2 rows, widely spaced, I have a whole bunch more tomatoes. Got a little bit of cleanup here I need to do, and then I'll continue filling this space, I guess. But I don't know if I'll even get to putting all of these into the ground today, because while it's nice and warm right now, there's a whole lot of that going on with this wind that you're hearing. So I'm not quite sure how long we've got until the storm actually unloads its treasure on us. I'm not going to complain because the garden and lawns need the rain, but I hope it holds until it, well, at least until I get these tomatoes in the ground. At bare minimum, at least until I don't have the camera outside anymore. Been using all those chunks of sod to kind of start filling in this hole here. And Fuzzy's been helping out today, doing some digging and some weeding. Got him kind of on a gardening for ciders program, but whatever works, man, I need the help getting it done. It's coming along fairly well. Be able to do my rows of beans and cucumbers and all that stuff soon. Cool, cool, cool. I've kind of asked him to clean this bed out for me today as well. I think the cabbages and Brussels sprouts, or, you know, some of the cabbages and some of the Brussels sprouts, maybe some of the chard will end up planted in here. Not sure yet, but they gotta go somewhere. And then before I get too much further into my day, these happy little flowers are on the sugar pie pumpkin, so that and the acorn squash are gonna go into that final 5-gallon fabric planter that I've got. They can start growing outside. These have been out overnight for the last few nights. And like I say, it kind of looks like powdery mildew on those leaves, but I'm more inclined to think that's sunspot damage. Sunburn. And I will stubbornly hope that it's all good. Starting to look a little less chaotic here as more of these plants get in the ground and clean up a bit more of my mess. That's always good. As you can see, I've still got a few peppers to go. And I am trying with that super chili in the coffee can. I found that little white bucket in the pump house. So I'm putting it in that to hopefully reduce the overall heat in the root area. And maybe that will help it come back. Because, I mean, that one Sugar Rush cream off to the left there is doing fantastic. And has, yeah, doubled in size. The Crimson Red beside it on the right, I don't know if it's grown at all. So, yeah. The Super Chili, however, I was noticing has a good number of little peppers on there. So we'll have to go over that more closely one day. But not today. It's hot and I've got things to do. So I need to get digging. We'll check back once I got a few of those tomatoes in the ground. So here you can see my basic plan. Tragically, I don't have an abundance of tomato cages, but I do have a lot of spruce branches. So all of those long poles I was cutting off are for tomato stakes. Probably not the best idea. I don't imagine they'll all need stakes of this size, but doesn't matter. Better to have them in there and not need them than to need them in there and not have them. All right, folks, well, you can probably tell from the extra wind noise, we've got rain coming down. Sorry about that mosquito on the arm. What do you do? Little buggers, bloodsuckers. And yeah, off in the back there, you can probably see those clouds. Here in the thunder, not sure how much time I've got, so the lovely Shock's over here is assisting me with auger duties. We're gonna try and blast as many of these into the ground as we can. Got a few so far. Anything's a start, right? All right, folks, wind, you know how it goes. But thanks to the help of my lovely assistant, we are working on the third row. It hasn't opened up, the skies haven't opened up yet, so we might actually get this finished, which would be fantastic. Quite a few of them out here. I've kind of lost track of the numbers, but it should look quite interesting when all these things start to bush out and fill up and get heavy with fruit. Oh yeah. Grow, baby, grow. All right, everybody. Well, the wind's kicking up, and I think the storm's getting a little more serious. So I think we're gonna wrap it up today before the camera gets soakered. Thank you for joining me. We did finally get all 3 rows of the tomatoes in, as you'll see probably Sunday. And I got, like I said, another row of the peppers in. So little by little, it's all getting done. All right. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.